Hey, I'm Kevin,
EC here.
and we're back with another Diecast model, EC's favorite. So we decided not to do a resin today. And today we're reviewing.
Today we're reviewing the Autoart BMW M3 Sport Evo.
Yeah, the E30. I mean, this is a legendary M car. Probably many people think this is the M car of all M cars. And I actually think this is probably one of the Autoarts where the build quality was from the good old days.
Yes, very true. And this also is one of the most coveted and rare and currently valuable Autoart models as well.
That's very true. So let's get to it.
Sure. So the front of the M3, right? Is looking at this, it kind of makes me wish that Autoart still makes stuff like that, right? Cool 90s cars from the era and all the detail in. I mean, overall, I think it's fantastic, right? Headlamp details are great. All of the little BMW badging, and not to mention the red stripe, right, across the bumper.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a I mean, this is all proper steel die-cast metal, and this red stripe is beautifully painted within. So yeah, I really dig it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there's not much to complain here. This is like, as I said, from Autoart's good old days of high quality and great detail. I mean, I like the headlights a lot. There's so much depth to it. Like you said, the red stripe, it's not a decal like what GT Spirit and Auto usually do. This is actually painted on. And even the grille, you can see like some parts you can see beyond and some parts you can't. I think that's almost accurate to the real car, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And then the emblem is really nice. It's not like those cheap decals.
Far from it.
Yeah.
If you really want to nitpick, okay, the indicator lamps, the orange indicator lamps don't have much depth.
Yeah, that's true.
If you look right through the bottom grill, right at the bottom, we can see the radiator just peeking out.
Yep.
Radiator does look plasticky, but hey, back in the day, this model it cost what, like less than $100 probably?
Probably, yeah. And this is a quality Autoart model.
I love it. Good.
Yep, let's move on. All right, moving on to the side of the E30 M3. I'm liking what I see. Doesn't come through really clearly on camera, but the fender flares in the front and back, man, those are to die for. These flares are, I mean, that's what makes this car what it's known for. And I mean, if you look at the rims are really nice too. If you look beyond the BBS style mesh rims, you can see the calipers and the brake discs. You can't really see them clearly, but I think the detail is there. I just noticed just now that the keyhole is actually pretty cool. It's not just a silver spot of paint, but you can actually see the detail of the key.
It's a
where
decal,
it goes in.
right?
Yeah, it's a decal, but you can actually see where the key insert goes in, not a dab of silver paint. The rest of it, there's not much else to see on the side. What do you think?
Fenders, right? This car is all about the fenders.
Yeah, man.
My favorite view is like, the front 3/4 view of this car. You can just see the front and the rear fenders, that aggression around it. I also noticed the same thing as well, right? Besides the decal, Autoart actually, they in the mold, right? They actually factored in the little bump where the keyhole should be.
Yeah.
That's detail. Now, in terms of the rims, I think this is what they call the basket weave rim.
Yeah, basket weave, yeah.
So, this is where I think, yes, overall is still good, but I think in terms of, the overall design and execution, Autoart has improved, I think. It's actually still, if you compare it to a modern Autoart today, right, it's still a little bit plasticky.
Yeah, I think the detail, like how small they can go and stuff, it looks a bit more chunky than it probably should be and more plasticky as well.
Yeah, but overall the shape, the stance, bang on. Red stripes again all the way through the back, and of course the tiny little spoiler, which is cool.
Yep.
Very nice. Let's move on. So, the rear of this car, or generally the rear design of the E30, right? This tail lamp design, the indicator lamp, the rectangular brake light, and reverse light. This is just so, like if you were a kid and you were drawing a car, this is exactly how it would look like, right?
Minimalism, simplicity. I mean, it's gorgeous though.
Yeah, I mean, from where we're sitting now looking at this model, right, this just exudes quality throughout, right?
Yeah.
The execution of the lamp cluster is great. Okay, reverse lamp may be lacking a bit of depth, but overall, I think the look is still great. Red stripe, very nice. BMW emblem, M3 badging. Yeah. I'm really liking what I see, right? And not to mention the tailpipes as well.
Yeah, I mean, everything you said, I echo everything. I mean, the tailpipes, they don't look plasticky at all. They look like metal. And the emblem, I'm really impressed because I mean, this is from back in the day, and Autoart got it right. It really looks like a real metal emblem, like on the real car. It doesn't look like the decals that you usually see nowadays. And yeah, spot on everything. Even the red striping, the pinstriping, it's well painted. It looks good.
It's interesting, right? The tailpipes, cars of this era, for some reason, the tailpipes are always particularly long.
Yeah.
They're still trying to compensate for something, I don't know. But yeah, they got
Are you
that
speaking
right.
from experience? Yeah,
I don't have an M3, unfortunately, so. But one more thing about the rear as well, right? If you look past the rear windscreen, you can see just how well done the flocking is, you know,
Yeah.
through the rear windscreen.
Yeah, and moving on to that part, yeah, the heating element looks good too.
Yeah.
The rear windscreen, yeah.
Oh, I wish Autoart still make stuff like that.
Yeah, me too, man.
Right, let's move on.
Right. Okay, welcome to the engine bay of the E30 M3. I mean, this is looking really sweet.
Yeah.
This model's been sitting in the cabinet for a while and haven't taken it out. And now that we're looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is back in the day. They did a good job with the engines. If you compare it to like the Porsche 918 that we did, and yeah, I mean, like, hello.
That was terrible.
Hello, yeah.
No,
so,
you're right, absolutely.
I mean, if you look at the even the ignition coils, and even the fuse box. Look at the detail on the fuse box that they bothered to like put in all that detail. I think that's a fuse box. And even it probably doesn't come through on camera, but over here when you look at the radiator, you can actually see the fins for the various fins to cool the water down, which is amazing. I mean, the level of detail is really good. What are your thoughts?
Unbelievable, right? I mean, this is like the trademark, you know, with this particular M engine, the four red, you know, the entry points of the spark plugs, right? I mean, you know, and this was the engine that formed the basis of so much of BMW success, motorsport success with the E30, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like what I said, the radiator itself, the fuse box, the top damper mounts, everything looks great. And not to mention one of the coolest things of this engine bay is the hood.
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the hinge. That's an awesome hinge we've got right there.
Again, when I was
front opening,
yeah, when I was a kid, I always thought that the hood was the coolest thing on this particular model. And Autoart with this whole, you know, the entire hinge mechanism here, it's I mean they really got it right.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, it's kind of flimsy when I opened it just now, but it's still cool. And props to getting it done right.
So well, gone are the good old days.
Yeah, man. All right, let's move on.
So the interior is okay. I'll just get the one thing that I don't like out of the way.
Okay.
The windscreen and the indicator stalks look like they made of hot dogs.
What?
They're huge. They're massive, dude. It's totally out of scale.
I don't think they're like hot dogs, but yeah, okay, they're kind of big.
It's pretty damn big. But that's it. Everything else of the interior of this model, I absolutely love, right? The steering wheel, you know how the Autoart got the whole driver-focused dashboard, you know, with everything pointing towards the angle, right? It's totally bang on. The scale of the gear knob, the M3, you know, the door sills that says the lovely little M3 on it, the red seat belts. You know, I mean, everything is bang on. Right?
I'm surprised that you're giving it so much like props for it, but I mean, like, I feel the whole interior, the whole dash cluster is kind of plasticky. There's not much variety in terms of materials. I do like the steering wheel, how they chose a different material. It simulates the real car's material. And on the steering wheel, at the very bottom, they actually put in the M logo, which is like tiny, but they still bothered to do that. And then the carpeting, the flocking, like you mentioned, is really good. But yeah, the whole dash cluster just feels it's just shiny plastic to me.
You know why I think it's okay? Because if you compare it to the interiors that you get on Autoarts of today, the composite models.
That's true. They're even worse.
Way better than that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's another thing that we missed out as well on the door cards. I mean, the door cards themselves, they look great. There's an actual little a holder in the door cards itself for stuff.
That's true. You could actually put stuff in,
You could put a miniature, whatever you want, right? The seats, right? I mean, I don't know, were these Recaro seats that came on the
I can't
entry?
remember,
But the Recaro, I mean, how they got the, you know, I mean, okay, I don't like the pattern on the seats for if this is a real car, but they got that down. They represented it very well. The red seat belts that are fabric Autoart, not the rubber plastic stuff that you guys use nowadays. Fabric seat belts.
Yeah, fabric seatbelt, that really sets it off, the red seatbelts,
Yeah, so, I love it.
And the door sills too.
And the door sills, the M3 door sills.
Cool.
The general message is we just wish Autoart made stuff.
Yeah, we love this model. Love it. Right, the trunk, not much to say really. I mean, they got the flocking done right, like on the interior. And the molding is also done right on both sides. You can see, I'm hoping that's accurate to the real car. And then this lip right here, they actually bothered to make this piece of plastic with the indentations just like the real car. Another thing that you might not have noticed is they actually have the toolkit on the inner side of the trunk lid, which we will have a shot of as well. I think that's really a cool detail.
I did not know that, and I'm not going to say much because my thumb is holding the lid, and I'm getting tired. But
Yeah,
yes,
they didn't do a too good a job on the hinge for this one. I mean, the
No.
hinge is smooth, but it just doesn't stay up.
yep. Lots of flocking from my end, and if I think about it, the boot. Think about how this what do you call it? It wouldn't have been easy to load stuff.
Yeah, this was not meant for your grocery shopping kind of thing.
Yeah, ergonomically not the best, but Autoart represented it well, and my hand's getting tired.
Okay, let's move
So let's move on. So, conclusion time. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you indeed.
So yeah, one thing that you guys have to know as we were reviewing this is that, all through the video, whilst filming the shots, me and Kev were like, damn, this is a good model, right?
Yeah, I mean, it surprised us many times.
It's the quality around it. How many times we were lamenting that Autoart of today was still made like this.
Yeah,
And
it's a pity.
Yeah, and this probably cost a hell lot less.
And
than
this
what
was like
Autoart cost
maybe
today.
$100 back in the day when this was released.
Yeah,
I mean, now it's a ridiculous amount of money. So
it's not a signature. There's one
Yeah.
key thing, right?
That's
and
true.
I think if you wanted to get this today on eBay, you have to fork out well over 300, maybe even 400
Wow, that's
US
a- yeah,
dollars.
okay.
US dollars is insane.
that's a lot.
So I think from my perspective, I love the model. I love the car as well. You guys know I'm a huge motorsports geek, right? So, but will I rate this as a perfect 10 out of 10? No, definitely. I don't think we'll ever come across a model that's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Now, I would give it a 9. I would have given it a 9 out of 10, but then there's still a little, few minor points like what I mentioned, the plasticky lens, etc. So I'm just going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, which I think is still fantastic.
Yeah, that's really high.
That's really high.
Is that the highest you've ever given?
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this model a lot, and I mean, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I'm a BMW fan. And I'm not being biased in this review though. I mean, if this was some other car, I'd still give it a 9 out of 10. And we did the M2 as well, which is kind of the spiritual successor to this car in a way.
That's true.
So I mean, I really like this car, and I mean, I got it for a song. I mean, it was a steal. So there's something majorly wrong with this car. So if you spot it, yeah, leave it in the comments. We'll be
Yes.
happy that people are observant and noticing stuff. But yeah, there's a major flaw in it.
Something missing.
Yeah,
that
something
you can see
really
in the shot, right?
obvious. Yeah, missing. Yeah, but I still love it. I mean, that's why I still got it in the end.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
So I guess that's it. Hope you've enjoyed the review. Again, if you've subscribed and if you've commented, thank you very much. We really look forward to hearing from you guys.
Yes, we do.
And if you haven't subscribed, and you want to see more, feel free to click subscribe, and we will be making more interesting content for you. Hopefully.
We really appreciate it. Until next time.
Until next time,
Yeah.
man. So Diecast. Bye.